Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. So, I don't know, what's today, Thursday? I don't even know what day it is. Anyway, so it's a little bit before 4 o'clock. It is 10:30, 2015. This is 57 degrees. This is 14.5 with 40% humidity. That tells me my battery's charged. Oh, and this tells me it's Friday. Oh, look at that, it's Friday. To move forward with life, or even to move forward with a day's activities, you have to be prepared. You literally have to be prepared for success, right? I got a buddy of mine coming over tomorrow to help me finish up the ceiling, and it's very easy to have, him come over, and tomorrow morning we shoot the bull for a while, then we come out here and kind of poke about, and before you know it, it takes us 2-3 hours to get rolling, and he's taking his kids trick-or-treating tomorrow, so he's got to be home early. So it's very, very easy to just blow tomorrow and not get a lot done. And to that end, today I got to make sure I'm ready to go. And with that, I've been just coming in here and spending quite a bit of time looking around and planning and thinking about what I need to do and what I don't need to do. These brackets, I'm just going to get rid of the sideways support, those diagonal things. I'm not going to mess with the rest of the brackets. I really don't see a reason to. They're not buckling. There's no problem. I'm probably just going to reinforce that guy a little bit. But other than that, I'm going to leave those brackets just as they are. Coming in here and making the decision today means that when James comes in tomorrow, he's just got to get rid of those angle brackets, and quite honestly, we're just about ready to flip another panel up, another another bit of the reflective stuff. About moving stuff around, he gets about much better than I do. So you know what? I'm getting all the tires out of here. I can't have tires in here anymore. This is prime real estate, and that's no place for tires. I'm going to put a couple of pallets underneath the deck, and that's where the tires are going to sit. I also have some room in the shed. So if I get all the tires out of here, and as a matter of fact, all the tires out of the other garage, that really moves things along forward pretty fast for me also, right? Two big planning things that allow me for quite a bit of success. And in the case of James, given that he's young and strong and all that, it'll take him minutes to get these tires the heck out of here. So I'm going to have him do that. I have a cart that'll probably take about a third of them in one trip. I'm going to also set that up right out here before I call it a day and go inside tonight. So literally in a matter of minutes, he's going to have those brackets down, those diagonals, and he's going to have the tires out of here. We're going to transfer some of the stuff out of the way. Instead of dragging the Cushman out of the garage, that Easy Go that's under this pile of crap, and having to unpile it to do that, I'm just going to drop it back on its tires, drag it backwards, drag it this way, and that allows us to get in there and work. Also, by dragging it backwards, it'll allow me access to a bunch of stuff that's on that wall that needs to be looked at and thought about and some decisions made. I might also, while that wall is bare and this thing is backwards, I might also put a couple of higher level shelves up, even if I'm not going to, I'm not going to put them up temporarily. I'm going to put them up, and hopefully that'll help me with some of the sorting, getting some of this stuff out of the way. So I mean, just by putting a little thought in, I could start out by moving quickly rather than playing Mr. Slowpoke tomorrow morning. Other things that were slowing me down last week, and where did I lose them? Remember I mentioned my stapler was acting up? Well, this is an old stapler, but look at that, made in the United States, Saddlebrook, New York. And this one here was also made in the USA, Parker. And this one is an Arrow. So I dug out another couple of staplers so I don't have to drive myself completely crazy with that Harbor Freight piece of junk from yesterday. Another thing going on, and I mentioned it, I have to wire my panel box. So yesterday on the way to work, I got up early and I swung through Home Depot. That's number 6. This is the piece of wire that's going to run between my old box and my new box. And it turns out, I asked a bunch of folks, and it seems to be unanimous. I could use this box, but I can't put it outside, right? Because you don't want anybody being able to access the breakers easily. And the other thing is, I can't have it where children can get to it. And quite honestly, the panel box is located in the spot where, by the other panel box, it's not for kids, it's not an easy spot to get to. I mean, kids could get anywhere they want to, but this isn't going to be the easiest spot to get to. So I got the panel box. I also went through, I've been short on these things for a while. These are the ones that grab the flat instead of the round cable. So I bought, a tub of those because I don't want to be thinking about them anymore. I got the Tapcons for putting it up on the wall. I got the drill bit for the Tapcons. I don't know if you guys have ever made the mistake of saying, oh, I got the Tapcons, I got my own 1/4-inch bit at home, my 1/4-inch bit will work fine. You know what? Just punch yourself in the face. No, it won't. Buy the Tapcon bit. It works better. I got the breakers. I'm going to be feeding this box. This is a 100 amp box. Right, 100 amp max, and I'm going to be feeding it with a 50 amp breaker, and then I got 20 amps for the air conditioner, and I got 30 amps for my arc welder. I got the assorted clamps so that I can make sure that a couple of different sizes. I mean, these clamps are like $1.30 each. So I bought a few different ones, and obviously a whole tub of those. So I really only need one of those for this project, if I need one of those for this project. But I bought a couple of different sizes because I don't want to be part way through this and say, oh crap, I need another clamp, right? For the lack of $1.30 clamp, I got to drive for a half hour, 40 minutes round trip, and burn that gas and that time, and this is 9 foot of wire. I think I only need something like 3 or 4. So it's about twice as much as I need, I think. But, sometimes when you're kind of arranging things, it's like, oh my God, I actually did need, 8 foot, and I only have 4 foot. So I either have to compromise where I'm putting the box, or I got to, once again, take that 40-minute round trip and go get the materials I need. So prepared for success there. The last video I made on this place, the water was kind of getting me down. It was a rainy day. I'm walking around looking at all my stuff getting wet and trashy and all that. So I had to make some decisions. You guys who regularly watch the show know that I was negotiating for a plastic shed, a 10 by 10 plastic shed. Well, it turns out that deal is not happening. It's just not going to happen. Well, or if it does, it's probably going to happen at an inconvenient time. But if that deal happens in the future, fine. It was a 10 by 10 shed. Somebody set it up and used it for a year or so, and they don't want it anymore. So, and it's got the floor, so it would have been excellent. I have a what are they called? Coveralls or coverits or whatever shed. And what I'm going to do is this mess here. I'm going to clean this up. And I'm going to put up that last shed. This is just a mess anyway, this area. I'm just going to put it there. And that's going to... I'm going to use it as a run-in, run-out shed. By that I mean it's basically going to be empty. So to, I'm not going to put anything in there... what I'm going to call permanently. What my plan is to be able to roll these things out when I'm working in here, and other stuff out, and drive it right into that shed and have it covered. Then I have a work area, a nice big work area, and I have my stuff isn't getting destroyed, right? The coverall, I think mine is 8 by 14. Quite honestly, it's in this pile here. So I do want to dig it out of there. This pile, I mean, you could see, I think you could see it. I don't know. Could you see that? I mean, there's tires and seats and all. So this needs to be, there's a thing of Harbor Freight crap in here. I just need to kind of go through it and figure out what I'm doing, what I'm up to, where am I going. Back once again to the preparing for success. All this thought in advance, so I'm not like trying to figure out what am I doing tomorrow, and Signalman and James and I are having discussions about, oh, we should do this or we should do that, or maybe think about this. It's much easier to say, hey, James, first thing we're going to do, let's get rid of the tires, right? I mean, that's a task he could get, right on. I'm just going to have him pile them up on pallets, and quite honestly, I want to spend some time looking at them. I can't believe, for all these piles of tires I have floating around here, I have two problems. I got bikes all over the place with flats. So either these tires fit these bikes and go on these bikes, and they're worthwhile and they're good enough to go on these bikes, or they're crap, and if they're crap, then they got to go. Quite honestly, as I look, if I get the whole tire pile together, I'm sure I'm going to look at it and go, oh my God, what the hell am I doing with 50 or 100 tires? I mean, there might be just right here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's probably about 20 tires right here, 21. Downstairs there's got to be at least another 10. That orange cart is full of tires. There's got to be, and then there's a pile alongside of there. I probably have over 100 tires floating around, and I got to go through them. I got to make a decision. If the tires are crap, then, especially if there's 100 tires, if there's 20 crap tires in there, I mean, that's taking up a lot of real estate. So they have to go. Between up here and downstairs, I got some decisions to make. All right, so I'm preparing for success. Wish me good luck. I hope I could kick some ass and really move some things forward for tomorrow. Hopefully, when I publish tomorrow's video, this place is completely done from a ceiling point of view. Hopefully, I'm showing you at the minimum a pile of tires in the backyard, at the maximum a pile of sorted tires, so I can start sorting through and figuring out what I'm keeping and what I'm getting rid of. for the young man who is asking me about the orange Suburban, that unit does not have any attachments. I drove it to where it's currently sitting. It's got the automatic, whatever, which supposedly makes it more valuable. Right? You see the forward and reverse right there. It's a hydro track. I don't know. Can you see hydro track? I don't know. Are you seeing that? And I'm going to sell it to you because I'm not taking proper care of it, and it's a nice unit, and hopefully you'll get it home, you'll put some of that youthful energy of yours into it, and you'll turn it into something special. I'm currently not doing that, and I'm kind of annoyed at myself for that. But part of the issue with turning it into something special is I do not have a purpose for it. If I really needed it, if I really had something that I was going to do with it, it would have been done already. I don't have that, so I think it's time to let that go. So, a lot of progress here at the Hoard. Obviously, I've made some decisions. I'm lightening up on a tractor. If this young man actually comes through and comes after it, I'm moving stuff around. I'm putting a lot of thought and effort into improving my situation. Folks, a lot of times with some thought and effort, you really can improve your situation. Last night at work, we had a layoff last night, which really sucks. A lot of the people that got let go really needed their jobs, I guess. The severance package they're getting is nothing great. I mean, it's okay, nothing great. So I got to tell you, there's a little bit of survivor's guilt. Not that I wanted to get let go. I'll be pushed over the side anyway by the end of the year. Because my contract runs out. But I mean, a lot of these people, they got kids and houses and mortgages and car payments, and their cars aren't very good, and they got payments on them, and they need work. And I mean, I feel bad. It sucks. Getting let go from work sucks. Where I live in the Hudson Valley, back in the day, if anybody's familiar with the Hudson Valley, IBM built this area. They used to make the mainframe. Well, they still make mainframes here, but not at the size and volume that it took years ago. So it took an entire valley. I mean, they set this valley up nice. Everybody had a job. Everybody's making good money. Your kids got jobs at IBM. Everybody was set. Those days are gone. It's IBM's a tiny force, much smaller force than they used to be, and no other companies really came in and stepped up and took up the slack because back in the day, IBM paid really, really well, and it kind of drove up taxes and the cost of housing and everything else up here. And a company comes in and you're paying, in my case, like $10,000 a year in taxes. How could a company pay enough wages to allow a person to own a home and pay $10,000 a year in taxes, right? So companies pick places that are cheaper. I mean, that's what's required, right? You're supposed to bring a return back to your shareholders. Moving to an expensive state where you're going to pay employees, a lot more because their taxes are so high, it doesn't work. Unless the employees bring some really specific talent that the employees of the Hudson Valley are the best in the world, and maybe we are, but Are we that good that we're that worth that kind of money? Or could folks be enticed to move, right, to a cheaper place, right? Companies don't like to go where life is expensive. So a little bit of what's going on in the background. Anyway, folks, long video. Thanks for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, and guys, remember to get out there and enjoy all your days. Make yourself a plan to make your life better tomorrow and get out there and do it. Don't just think about it, do it. Take care, folks. Bye.